also set it up to flow through turns better than a vehicle this size has any right to, mostly because it corners remarkably flat. Its outstanding body control is the result of Bentley Dynamic Ride, a new active anti-roll bar that counteracts natural roll with a pair of electric actuators, one at each end of the vehicle to stiffen and soften the front and rear bars. It's a trick system, but don't expect the sports car world to rush to adopt it. In order for the system to act quickly enough, says product line director Peter Guest, it needs to operate on 48 volts, with a supercapacitor meeting the voltage. With the bars, the actuators, the supercapacitor, and the heavy-duty cables, which he says are about 4 times the diameter of most automotive cables, the system weighs between 30 and 40 pounds. Bentley chief executive Wolfgang Duerheimer says Bentley Dynamic Ride is technically capable of leaning the Bentayga into a turn, motorcycle style, but, in the interest of passenger comfort, the company stopped short of allowing that capability. We'd be quite interested to see what sort of impact that would have on cornering. The system allows a firm, controlled but never harsh ride on pavement, but allows maximum wheel articulation off. Ready to crawl. That's right, off-road. Because this is a Bentley meant for dirt, our drive included some semi-serious off-roading. At first we feared that the trail was going to be too easy, something a rental Toyota Camry could conquer, but we got into some pretty tricky attitudes. The oiling system is designed to keep the engine lubricated at up to 35 degrees of tilt in any direction. We crawled through a few ditches that had the Bentayga alternately kissing the ground. A few trucks in our group actually did scuff their chins, an occurrence that is probably about 10 times more expensive than your entire beater Jeep and hanging a rear wheel off the ground at full suspension droop. There are, of course, additional vehicle settings for off-roading: snow and grass, dirt and gravel, mud and trail, and sand dunes. There are 2 suspension settings that raise ground clearance a little or a little more. Bentley declined to provide specific figures. Hill descent control holds your speed on downslopes, and there's an infotainment system screen that monitors each of these settings, as well as wheel articulation and incline/decline and side slope angles. Also, the front parking camera is well suited to peeking over sharp crests for a better view of what's out of sight below the Bentayga's domed hood. Some of these features distract from the simple joy of driving through nature, as does the pulsing of the brakes mimicking limited slip differentials, but you don't have to use them. They turn off automatically above 47 mph in case you accidentally drive onto pavement with them still engaged. At the end of the trail, Bentley had positioned a car washing crew, but we waved them off and finished our drive proudly, wearing a fine dusting of ruddy dirt over our Bentayga's immaculate verdant green paint.